Now this is just a quick video on how you can be able to use your webcam, an external webcam, when you are teaching online. One of the ways in which you can do this is to allow or to share your desktop with your students. I prefer this because when I allow students to see my desktop, they see everything which I am doing. They are also able to see when I navigate from one kind of file to the next. It is also on the desktop where I have, like for example, in this case, I'm using my webcam, my external webcam. I've just supported this by this innovation where I have a normal stand, and then on that stand I would have a clamp, and then there is this narrow piece of wood that comes down like this, and then I connect my webcam over here, which is Logitech C920, a very good webcam. And now that webcam is very close to this circuit here, the Arduino circuit. So if I want to do any connections with this circuit over here, you can be able to see that my students are able to see whatever connections I'll be doing here. I can be able to raise this webcam to a higher level, allowing my students to see more of my whiteboard over here, rather, because I'm doing this one just a plain piece of paper, which is an A4 size, and then I've moved the webcam very close because this tiny circuit here is very, very small. It's referred to as the Arduino circuit, which can be used in teaching students how to do some simple programming. And they are able to program anything, starting with the very simple circuits using the LEDs, where they can make the LEDs to blink, and also be able to change the program which they feed into the circuit which they have designed. So if, for example, I'm teaching something like this, my students can be able to see what I'm doing. Like you can see in the video over there, you can see my hands over there. I would be able to do any connections that I would want, or I would show my students anything which they are supposed to do. In other words, as a teacher, you can be able to write down something here with your hand. Okay, in such a case, it becomes a real whiteboard because you are capturing it using your webcam. You can be able to do a demonstration. You can be able to show them anything, a skill. Like for example, if I'm using, if I wanted them to learn about the micrometer screw gauge, you can see I can be able to use the micrometer screw gauge here. And like I said, I can be able to make the screen to be as large as possible. And when they are viewing my desktop, there are some things which I might want to put away. For example, I can put away these icons on my desktop because I don't want the students to be distracted. How do I do that? You just need to right-click, view, and then show desktop icons. You uncheck this. So once I have it unchecked, it disappears. I can even put away the taskbar, click on it, taskbar settings, and here it is. I put it away so as to make my desktop to be as neat as possible. I was having my desktop the way it is because I wanted to show you those changes that you can be able to do. Now over here, I'm using the application which comes with my desktop that allows me to connect to the camera. If you go to the taskbar, you'll be able to see that icon for the camera there. That is what I'm using with the webcam. So the moment I connect the webcam to my desktop, I'm able to use it. And whatever the webcam is seeing, I'm able to see it on my screen. So when I share my desktop with the students, they'll be able to see that. Other things that you can do with this is I can be able to record this as a video, a separate video. Even when I'm teaching the students, I'm able to press here and it starts recording that as a video. Now what I'm doing right now, in order to show you this video, I'm recording my screen using screen recorder that is in my computer. So I'm recording that. At the same time, I have this webcam with its video over here, which I can start recording. And of course, there is another camera which is recording me, because you can be able to see me, because I need to make some eye contact with you, because there are certain things that I might want to illustrate. So there are several things that you can be able to do. If you put your imagination on this, what do I want my students to do? Do I simply want to describe that and allow them to do a lot of imagination in their head? Or can I directly show them? When I mention the micrometer screw gauge, I show them it's real, it's right here. You know, I would prefer that method, where if you want to talk about a micrometer screw gauge, for example, that is what you would talk about. And by the way, when you use this external webcam, it is so good because you can be able to move it very close to what you are demonstrating in order to zoom in. Because these small webcams, the one that I'm using, does not allow me to zoom in. So I can only zoom in by either moving it very close to the object, or zoom out by moving it away from the object that I'm looking at. For example, right now, if I want to view a large part of my whiteboard, what I would do is to adjust it upwards using the clamp which is holding it. Once I move it upwards, it's able now to see a lot of my whiteboard, and then I'm going to focus on the whiteboard. I would use an object there to focus on it, and at that point I'm able now to start writing. And the good thing is that you do the focusing on the same application. For example, over here, if I go to this, I'm using manual focus. If I click on it and start using the tabs, notice what happens to the focus. You can see it goes out of focus. You can't be able to read what is here. And I can also decrease the percentage, and you can see it becomes clearer and clearer, and at a certain point it is very clear. So you can see when you're using this, you are able to focus on a particular thing. You are able to even move it very, very close. You can see that the circuit is very, very close to the student. In such a case, I would need to focus again, and you can see the circuit now becomes highly focused. If, for example, it is a tiny object on my circuit over there, you can be able to see that just by focusing, I'm able to make it visible. Let me just focus a little bit more. And you agree with me that now the focus is perfect. So even if it is a very small object on your demonstration, you can be able to use that webcam to focus on it. And remember, the students are able to see what you're doing. They're able to see you. And on the same desktop, of course, when I move it away, now it goes out of focus, and I've got to reduce that and bring it into focus again. I can use the scale on the micrometer screw gauge to ensure that everything is in focus. So you can see the power of this, the power of using a good webcam, an external webcam. It allows you to display or to show your student, to demonstrate something to your student. And if it is very small, you can zoom in. If it is very big, you can zoom out. For example, if I use a lens like this one, something like this one is just too big. Over here, if I wanted to show my students this, the best thing is to zoom out by making the webcam to move away from it. That is what I wanted to share with you this morning on how you can be able to use an external webcam when you are teaching your students. And this lesson is a real-time online lesson by allowing them to see your desktop. And on your desktop, you have a webcam which is focused on what you want them to see. So until next time, when I come up with an innovative way of how you can use the gadgets that you already have to teach your students online, it is bye-bye.